Hi there and welcome back. In the last episode of this series, I have shown you the basic steps you need to do in order to prepare for your first QWeb report in Odoo. Okay, and I have also updated our roombills.py so that we will have a line number corresponding to the line numbers in the report that we are going to prepare. I've already installed the necessary print button, and then we'll associate this with the corresponding action later. And then I have also introduced you the importance of the styles, okay, that should be created or adapted in the report, because one of the most difficult tasks is to position the elements properly on a PDF file. It's much more difficult than positioning an element in a web page. And then I've introduced you to the paper formats, no, which we have already included as XML files in our uh, reports folder. Okay, so we have the different paper formats, and we have the report styles, which I have indicated in our GitHub repository. Please find it there and then incorporate it in your code. Anyway, I will give you a clean code somehow, no, sometime, no, a code that you can really run yourself. Okay, so now it's time to create the first report. Okay, but before we do that, I'd like to invite you to subscribe and then comment whatever you need. If you have questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments below. And then let's proceed. Let's go to our first report. Okay, let's go to the reports folder and let's call it guestbill.xml. Okay, create the file. We'll name it guestbill.xml. Okay, so it's just an ordinary XML. Okay, now like any all uh, XF rather report should be started with a standard set of tags. Okay, I'm just going to copy them. Okay, to make a long story short, we just press escape this annoying suggestion. Okay, so there will be each T. What is T? T is a tag in QWeb. So if you have begin T, you will have an end T. So we have three T's, so we have three end T's. Okay, and then if you have a template, sorry, what happened to that? These are suggestions from okay, let's just tab. How many T's do we have? We'll have three T's. Okay, let's save this. And then these are annoying suggestions from GitHub, but anyway, we have to accept it. Okay, and then since we have a template tag, we'll also end it with a template tag. Okay, save this. Okay, and then we'll have do we have a what happened to the template? And then we'll have to end this with the data, and then tab again. So we just have to properly indent. Okay, so these are the complete set of tags. Now you may ask, what are these tags? No? First, the template ID. Okay, when you say a template, you are starting a QWeb report. Okay, the template tag identifies that this is not going to be an XML view, but this is going to be a QWeb report. Okay, we are going to assign it a unique ID. This is a guest bill, and then we are going to call this. Remember, T call it's an inheritance. No, this report will inherit the properties of web HTML container and web basic layout, which is in the web module, rather app or add-on in the Odoo add-ons, okay, list. So what is the importance of these calls? No, there are variables, no, and standards that are loaded in a report, and if you don't make use of this, it will be difficult to use them. Okay, they will not be initialized. So these are just initialization calls. A web basic layout is an empty layout. Okay, there are other layouts like external layout and internal layout, which already contains predefined headers including logos, but in our case we'd like to do it ourselves to show the process of inheriting components of a report, no? Reusable components. Okay, so we need to start it with this. So these are just the requirements, no? And then a T for each should be included. So a T for each is like a for each loop in a Python. Okay, where you will have a list name and you will have a record name. So in this case, T for each docs is our list name. Okay, and the record of doc is known as O. Okay, you can define it as rec, no? Docs.o or docs.rec. In this case, it's docs.o. Okay, docs is a list and each record in the list is O. Okay, now where you may ask, where do we take O? Okay, by the way, you will need to create an action for this report. Let me just, okay, the action is like the form view or list view action. Okay, remember a report is just like a view being an XML, so therefore it needs an action for it to be opened, a window action. Okay, so we'll have that, no? But the main difference is the model is ir.actions.report. It's not ir.windows.client. Okay, so anyway, it's an XML which is a report type, and we have assigned it an action report bill. This should be unique. So the name, which is actually the title, the hotel guest bill, and then the model it will use is the guest registration model and all the corresponding relationships that it declares inside that model. Okay, this is just a name. Okay, and then the report name is important because this will be the name that is used to name the PDF during the actual printing. Okay, so the name of our PDF will be GRC followed by the GRC ID, object.grc ID, the number that is displayed here. Remember, we have a GRC1, like in this case. So grc1.pdf, that will be the file name of the PDF file. Okay, so so this is just a reference. Okay, and then the binding type is a report. This identifies it as a report. Okay, under paper format. Okay, the paper format, the last part here is the A4 format that we have specified in our paper formats.xml. Okay, I hope you follow. Now, what is docs? Docs is actually the model here. The model here is guest registration. So therefore, all records of guest registration will be O. Okay, each record is identified as O. Okay, now let's get down into business. What's the first thing to be done? Okay, aside from this layout, the next is the div, no? After the T for each, you will have a div. Isn't this too far out? Let's just adjust the indentation. Shift tab. There's no more indentation. Okay, let's just close this. Let's go back. Okay, and then we need a div. Okay, this is just a requirement. All reports should start with a div. You know what a div is? So it's an inline block. It's a block component. Sorry, no, it's a block component in HTML. So if you have a div, you will have an end div. Okay. Okay. So all reports should be contained within a div with a class of page. Okay. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay. Now let us. Usually, no, a report contains a table, so therefore it will use the table tag of HTML. Okay, so let's put our first table tag to avoid delay. I am just going to copy them. You know what a table is? So it is a table is an element which has a header, a body, and a footer. Okay, so that the header is identified by the t head tag. Okay, now we will only have the header first. We will omit the body later. We will insert the body later. I'm sorry for that. No. So let's explain this. So we are containing a table with a header. Okay, and then the table. These classes are the first two classes are bootstrap classes. The class is a table and it's a borderless table. Okay. it will have no paddings. This is our style, no? And the width is 100%, so therefore it will occupy 100% of the whole row. Okay, and these are Bootstrap classes. And the important part is the border collapse. It's standard CSS. When you say border collapse, okay, borders in a table are enclosed in a box, no? So each cell has a box. When you say collapse, no, the double borders will be collapsed into single borders. Okay, so this is very well explained, no, in many CSS tutorials. Okay, in fact, I have a series on CSS. Okay, I think I've discussed tables there. Okay, so border collapse will just collapse tables, but this is borderless anyway. We'll find out why later, no? Because we will assign border classes. For example, in our T head, we have assigned my double line. So there are two lines, no, above the top border and the bottom border. So TH identifies the columns of the header. So in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 columns. No? You can also say TR, no, and then TH. TR means you use TR especially if your header has several rows. Now in this case, we only have one row, so we use TH right away. So the first column is the line number. The second is the date. This is just patterned after our list view in the guest registration. All columns here, we pattern here. Okay, so we have a line, date, document number, amount, status, debit, credit, and balance. Okay, now let's discuss the classes. The first two classes are rather text center is a Bootstrap class. No, it will center the text in the cell that is assigned to it. Okay, text start will left align, text end will right align. So for example, in this case, no, numbers are right aligned. So I think debit is wrong. It should be text end. Okay, status is it's good that I've seen it. Okay, because debit is a number, so it should be right aligned. Okay, and then my MP00, so there will be no top and bottom borders. My TBW4, so the width of this table is 40 pixels, and the font is 10. No? 10 is the suggested font for report contents. Okay, for headings or maybe titles, you can use 12. Okay, but 10 is enough, no? And then we have the following table widths. Now remember, these are important. This identifies how wide a table can be. So my TBW 90 is 90 pixels as identified, and we have specified it in roomstyles.css that TBW should have no display property. Okay, unlike in ordinary width, we will have display inline block so that it will be like a span. No, but table cells act differently. They should not be inline blocks. So therefore, we are just going to assign the particular width. Okay, you know what they are. When we say TB-W, that's 2 pixels. Okay, that's very important, no? Because you will not be able to align your report properly if you don't have the necessary classes for width and font size. Okay, fortunately there are already classes in Bootstrap, no, which are included as part of the assets of Odoo 19. Okay, let's save this. Now let's look at let's put an action. Okay, to be able to open this, we already have the action. Okay, and then so we are going to attach it to our guest registration.py, so rather that model. So there it is, now the print button. So we name it action report bill, which also has the same action name here, no? So that's how they're tied up. So let's save all. Okay, and then let's update our Odoo. We'll run with the -u, no, property. Okay, now let's go to our web page. Let's refresh this. Now let's print the bill. The action 190. Let's find out what's wrong. Maybe we don't have the correct action name. That's usual action report bill. Let's save this, and then let's go to our guest registration. This is a action report bill. If we don't solve this, we'll do a little vibe coding. Okay. Maybe we need to missing action. Let's go here. Missing action error in printing guest bill.xml. Okay. We'll have to wait a while. It will correct it for us. Oh, I know. We forgot to put it in our. He already suggested for us. Okay. I'm sorry about it. I forgot to uncomment. No, that's a very simple error. Okay. So let's just have this and then update. Let's stop. We have updated anyway. I'm sorry for the error. It's still there. Okay. Let me check. Let me just double check. It's reports guest bill.xml. Guest bill.xml. It's there. Okay. Let's just wait for the Copilot. It's using Claude. Let me check. Yes. Hi. Will allow. Okay. Claude will explain the error anyway. The report was loaded. It has an error table. Okay, so there it is. We didn't have an end table. Sometimes it just happens. Let's print the bill. Now I think it's printing. Let's open this. Now we have our headers. Okay. Now in the next video, okay, I'm going to show you how to put the contents. Okay. So I'm excited to do that. Bye for now and see you in the next video.